This is Jeff Bezos, a man whose name echoes through the halls of history as one of the greatest minds and richest souls to ever walk the earth. Yet even a genius like him could not solve the mystery of love or hold on to a marriage that once burned, bright like a shooting star in the sky. Back in 1992, Jeff was just another ambitious man working as vice president at a hedge fund in New York City. But his life was about to change when he met Mackenzie Scott, a woman whose laughter and spirit captivated him immediately. She was more than just an administrative assistant. She was the heart that matched his fire, the calm in his storm. And together they dreamed of something bigger than either of them alone could imagine. 6 months after their whirlwind romance, they pledged themselves to each other, promising a future full of hope and unshakable support. They were young and fearless, starting Amazon out of a small garage, selling books and chasing a vision that many called madness. But with every step, Mackenzie was there by Jeff's side, editing plans, hiring the perfect people, and managing the chaos with grace. Their love was a powerful engine driving their empire forward, and for years it seemed unstoppable. Yet the bright lights of success cast long shadows. And as Amazon grew into a giant, Jeff became the richest man on earth, with billions flowing like rivers. But money could not buy what was lost behind closed doors. Rumors began to swirl, whispers of betrayal and broken vows slicing through the perfect image they had worked so hard to build. The world watched as their fairy tale crumbled, and in 2019 they parted ways, with Mackenzie walking away, not only richer but stronger and ready to write a new chapter for herself. Jeff found a new love in Lauren Sanchez, a woman as bold as she was, beautiful and Emmy-winning journalist, and a fearless pilot who had carved her own path through the skies. Her entrance into Jeff's life sparked more controversy and media storms than he ever faced before, as the ghosts of the past refused to stay silent. Lauren was branded the other woman, the homewrecker, yet she fought to build a life that was hers too, balancing the glare of the spotlight with her own fierce ambition. But beneath the surface, a secret was waiting to unravel, something that would shake Lauren to her core and force her to question everything she thought she knew about love and loyalty. This secret, a hidden letter from Jeff to Mackenzie filled with regret and longing, was discovered by Lauren, tearing through her heart like a tidal wave of pain and doubt. It was a moment that would define their relationship, testing their trust and exposing the fragility of even the most powerful alliances. Meanwhile, Mackenzie blossomed into a force of kindness and change, using her fortune to give back billions to those in need, donating quietly but generously to causes fighting inequality and helping communities rebuild after disasters. She found love again with Dan Jewett, a humble chemistry teacher, but their union was short-lived, leaving more questions about healing and happiness in the wake. Lauren's emotional breakdown on live television sent shockwaves across social media, sparking speculation and sympathy as the world tried to piece together the truth behind the tears. In this saga of billionaires, heartbreak, fame, and second chances, there is no clear villain, only people searching for meaning in a world that spins too fast. Join us as we unravel the mysteries behind the headlines and dive deep into the lives of Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott, and Lauren Sanchez, where every secret has a story and every story has a secret. Jeff Bezos, the man who built a world empire from a tiny garage, the name synonymous with innovation, power, and wealth, has a story behind the headlines that few truly understand. His rise to greatness was not simply a matter of luck or timing. It was forged through grit, determination, and a vision that seemed impossible to most. But for Jeff, it was destiny. Each morning, he woke with a fire burning inside, ready to challenge the status quo and push the limits of what was possible. Alongside him was Mackenzie Scott, the woman who was more than a partner. She was his equal in passion and drive. They met in New York City, where fate intertwined their lives in a hedge fund office, a place filled with numbers and cold calculations. Yet between them was a warmth that could not be ignored.
Hear his music. But the reality is $2 million buys a lot of Geritol and, disposable adult diapers. So God bless Neil Young.
Oh, that's harsh. I love it when you get harsh, Kinsey. You mentioned Amazon there, and the fiance of Amazon boss, Jeff Bezos, has been slammed as absolutely revolting by a famous restaurateur, Keith McNally. In an Instagram post he wrote, "Does anybody else find Jeff Bezos' new wife, Lauren Sanchez," is he a wife or is she a wife or a fiance? Anyway, Does anybody find Lauren Sanchez absolutely revolting? What an ugly and effing smug-looking couple they make. Is this what having $1,000 billion does to people? Naturally, many celebrities have come to Lauren's defense, like model Chrissy Teigen, who sells her
Amazon expanded rapidly, swallowing up competition and rewriting the rules of business. The world began to see Jeff Bezos as a symbol of success and power. But behind the scenes, the toll of fame and fortune started to show cracks in their marriage. Jeff's time was consumed by endless meetings, flights, and launches while MacKenzie juggled her roles at Amazon and home. The love that once felt invincible began to fray as distance and exhaustion seeped into their lives. The rumors started quietly, whispers of Jeff's wandering eye and a woman named Lauren Sanchez, an Emmy-winning journalist and pilot who was captivating in her own right. The media pounced on the story, painting Lauren as the other woman, the reason for the unraveling of a once perfect union. But Lauren was more than a scandal. Headline: she was a woman who had fought her own battles and carved out a name in a competitive industry. She was fearless, taking to the skies as a pilot, founding Black Ops Aviation, the first female-owned aerial production company, and breaking barriers wherever she went, yet the public refused to see beyond the surface, and Lauren became a target of relentless criticism. Her every move was scrutinized and compared to MacKenzie's quiet strength and generosity. Meanwhile, MacKenzie was rewriting her own story. After the divorce, she emerged not as a victim, but as a philanthropist and a force for good, donating billions to causes fighting inequality and disaster relief. Her new marriage to Dan Jwitt, a high school chemistry teacher, brought hope and controversy, but ultimately ended in divorce, fueling more speculation about her personal journey and resilience. As Lauren and Jeff's relationship grew more serious, they tied the knot in a lavish ceremony in Venice, surrounded by stars and luxury, but the whispers never stopped. The shadows of Jeff's past lingered like ghosts, haunting their happiness. And then came the breaking point, a moment captured on live television when Lauren seemed to crack her carefully built facade, shaking. Hands, tears threatening to spill, and an aborted broadcast that left viewers puzzled and concerned. What could have shaken a woman known for her composure and strength? What secret could cut so deep to unravel the threads holding her world together? Rumors swirled about a hidden letter from Jeff to MacKenzie, a message filled with regret, longing, and perhaps a desire to rekindle what was lost. When Lauren found the letter, the shock was more than just emotional. It was a revelation that shook the foundations of her marriage and her trust. It was a pain no amount of wealth or power could shield her from. The world watched as Lauren struggled to maintain her image, juggling public appearances while battling inner turmoil. The paparazzi caught moments of solitude and sadness.
Is she
revealing
confused about the administration? I find this really hard to reconcile, so I tried to figure it out. I couldn't find much on her political beliefs, and I'm really not surprised by that. Obviously, she did work for Fox, so some people speculate that that's all you need to know, but I think it's more nuanced than that. But I don't know.
Wondered if this silence was a sign of guilt or a strategy to protect what he still had to lose. As the drama unfolded, another figure stepped into the spotlight. Rosie O'Donnell, a fierce critic who took no prisoners in her condemnation of Jeff's new life, with biting words and sharp wit. Rosie tore into Jeff's lavish wedding and his choice of bride, calling Lauren a fake fembot and accusing Jeff of selling his soul to the devil for love. The public divided, with some rallying behind Rosie's honesty, while others defended Jeff and Lauren as victims of unfair scrutiny. The feud only added fuel to an already blazing fire and showed how deeply personal the saga had become, not to be outdone. Another billionaire entered the fray. Elon Musk, known for his own tumultuous personal life, and sharp tongue, took a jab at Jeff, tweeting, "You can't land love like a Falcon 9," sending a message dripping with rivalry and humor that resonated across social media. Jeff ignored the dig, but the tension between the two magnates only intensified, painting a picture of a love life as complicated and explosive as their business empires. In the end, this tale of billionaires, love and loss, is far from over. Each chapter reveals new layers of ambition, pain, and hope, reminding us that no amount of money can buy happiness or shield us from heartbreak. As Lauren tries to heal, MacKenzie forges a new path, and Jeff balances empire and emotion. The world watches, waiting for the next twist in a story that is as human as it is headline grabbing. What will the future hold for these three intertwined souls? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: their story will continue. To captivate, inspire, and remind us all of the power of love, the pain of loss, and the courage it takes to start again. Jeff Bezos, the man who once held the world in his hands, a symbol of power and relentless ambition, now found himself caught in a storm of emotions and public scrutiny. His empire was vast and sprawling, but even empires can crumble when the foundations shake beneath them. Behind the headlines and flashing cameras, there was a man grappling with love loss and the shadows of his own decisions. Jeff's life was a constant balancing act, a tightrope walk between his towering ambitions and the delicate threads of his personal relationships. For years, he had built Amazon from nothing, a dream that became a global phenomenon, changing the way people lived, shopped, and connected. Yet that same dream had cost him dearly, the price paid in sleepless nights, missed family dinners, and growing distance from those he once held. Dear Mackenzie Scott, the woman who stood by him from the very beginning was more than a spouse. She was a partner, a collaborator, and a fierce believer in their shared vision. Their Kwai love story was the kind whispered about in Stories of Destiny, a meeting of souls in a New York City office where laughter sparked and hearts collided. Their 6 months whirlwind romance led to a wedding filled with hope and promise, but as the years passed, the demands of success began to erode the bond they cherished. The world watched as Jeff soared higher with every passing year, becoming the richest man on earth. His name on every headline, but few saw the cracks forming beneath the pot. Surfaced the rumors, the whispers of a fractured marriage and a secret love affair with Lauren Sanchez, a woman whose own story was one of defiance and ambition. Lauren, the Emmy award-winning journalist and daring pilot, was no stranger to challenges. She had carved a place for herself in the competitive world of media and aviation, founding a groundbreaking aerial production company and breaking stereotypes wherever she flew. But becoming the center of a scandal was a different kind of battle.
Recently, she shared a reel calling out racist and sexist rage baiting just days after Donald Trump blamed DEI initiatives for a fatal American Airlines crash. Lauren posted a video from an NYU professor that criticizes the strategy of generating clicks by stirring division.
I'm in marketing, and we fought from 45 to 95 seconds.
Punished her for falling in love with a man already spoken for. As their relationship unfolded, the media frenzy grew relentless. Lauren struggled to hold her ground, fighting the tide of criticism, while Jeff faced the fallout of a public divorce that shocked the world. The once power couple was now the subject of endless debate and speculation. Mackenzie Scott, meanwhile, was crafting a new chapter of her own. After the painful end of her marriage, she emerged as a philanthropist, a writer, and a woman determined to redefine her identity beyond the shadow of Jeff Bezos. Her generous donations to fight inequality and aid disaster relief made headlines, as did her new marriage to a humble high school chemistry teacher, a union that sparked curiosity and controversy alike. But even as she sought happiness, the past lingered the memories of a love lost and the scars left behind on all sides. Meanwhile, Jeff and Lauren's relationship blossomed under the spotlight, their lavish wedding in Venice, a display of wealth and glamour, but also a symbol of hope for a fresh start. Yet beneath the sparkle, a secret loomed, a letter hidden away, a message from Jeff to Mackenzie filled with regrets, longing, and a wish to reconnect. When Lauren discovered the letter, her world shattered. The trust she had built crumbled in an instant, exposing the fragile nature of love in the face of betrayal. The emotional breakdown caught on live television revealed a glimpse of the pain behind the public facade, a moment of vulnerability that shook viewers and ignited speculation about the future of their marriage. The paparazzi caught moments of Lauren alone, brooding her eyes, telling stories of sorrow and regret. The world saw a woman caught between the past and the present, struggling to find her place in a narrative written by others. Jeff remained silent, a man accustomed to control, now facing a reality he could not command. The critics were quick to speak. Rosie O'Donnell, a vocal detractor, tore into Jeff's choices, condemning the lavish wedding and his new bride, calling her a fake and questioning the sincerity of their love. The public was divided, with opinions flooding social media, some defending the couple, others joining the chorus of condemnation. Elon Musk, the billionaire rival, weighed in with a playful jab, tweeting a sharp message that captured the tension between two titans of industry and their complicated personal lives. The Saga of Jeff Bezos. Lauren Sanchez and Mackenzie Scott became more than a story of money and fame. It was a reflection of the complexities of human relationships, ambition, and the quest for happiness amidst the glare of the public eye. Each character in this unfolding drama was fighting their own battles, seeking redemption, love, and peace in a world that rarely offered them kindness. As Lauren grappled with heartbreak and public scrutiny, Mackenzie pursued her philanthropic dreams, and Jeff navigated the turbulent waters of his empire and emotions. The story was far from over, with new twists and revelations waiting to emerge, leaving the world eager to witness the next chapter of this billionaire love saga. The questions remained: will Lauren find the strength to heal and rebuild? Will Mackenzie find lasting peace and happiness? And will Jeff be able to reconcile the man he is with the man he wants to be? These were the mysteries that captivated millions, reminding us all that behind the glamour and headlines, there were real people with real hearts and stories worth telling. The world watched with bated breath as the drama surrounding Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez, and Mackenzie Scott unfolded like a modern-day epic, a tale of power, love, betrayal, and redemption, woven through the lives of some of the richest and most influential people on the planet. Jeff, a man whose name was synonymous with ambition and success, found himself at a crossroads, caught between the past and the future, between the empire he built and the heart he struggled to mend. The story of Jeff and Mackenzie was one of passion and partnership, a union forged in the fires of dreams and determination. Together, they created a company that reshaped the world. But as the years passed, the bright flame of their love began to flicker, dimmed by the relentless demands of business and the temptations that come with great wealth. Mackenzie, a woman of fierce intelligence and strength, was more than just the wife of a billionaire. She was a force in her own right, a writer, a philanthropist, and a beacon of generosity, whose kindness touched lives across the globe. After their painful separation, she emerged from the shadows stronger and more determined to carve her own path. Her heart bruised but not broken, ready to embrace new love and new challenges. Yet the scars of her past lingered, and the public's gaze never wavered from her. Every move was scrutinized, judged, measured against the towering legacy of Jeff Bezos. Lauren Sanchez entered the picture like a whirlwind, a woman who dared to defy convention and claim her place beside a titan of industry. She was a media star, an aviator, and a businesswoman who had fought her way to the top. But her story was complicated by the shadows of scandal and betrayal. Labeled the other woman, the homewrecker, a title she never sought but had to live with. Every day, Lauren battled the relentless storm of criticism and public suspicion, trying to prove that her love for Jeff was real, genuine, and not a fleeting fancy. The pressure was immense. The spotlight, unforgiving, and the emotional toll hidden behind her composed public face was immense. The mysterious letter discovered by Lauren changed everything. It revealed a secret Jeff had kept hidden, a glimpse into his soul, and a yearning that complicated the already tangled web of relationships. The letter was a mirror reflecting Jeff's regret, his longing for a past love, and his confusion about the future. It was a revelation that shattered Lauren's trust and sent ripples through their fragile marriage, leaving her vulnerable and lost in a sea of emotions. The media frenzy intensified, feeding on speculation, rumors, and leaks as the public tried to piece together the truth from fragments and whispers. The leaked footage of Lauren's emotional breakdown sent shockwaves through social media. The image of a strong woman brought low by heartbreak struck a chord with many and provoked endless debate about the nature of love and loyalty in the age of celebrity. The paparazzi captured moments of Lauren alone in contemplation, her eyes dark and distant, hinting at the pain beneath the surface. The relentless scrutiny was a heavy burden, but she faced it with the resilience of a fighter, refusing to be broken or defined by her struggles. Meanwhile, Jeff maintained his silence, a man known for control and precision, now faced with the chaos of his personal life spilling into the public eye. The voices of critics grew louder. Rosie O'Donnell and others unleashed their scathing remarks, condemning Jeff's choices and mocking his extravagant wedding to Lauren. Their words echoed the sentiments of many who saw the saga as a cautionary tale about the dangers of wealth and fame. The billionaire rivalry between Jeff and Elon Musk added another layer of intrigue. Elon's pointed tweets and public jabs kept the spotlight fixed on Jeff, reminding the world that even among the richest, there was no escape from competition and conflict. Their exchanges were watched closely and dissected endlessly, a dramatic subplot in an already captivating story. As the saga unfolded, questions about loyalty, love, and forgiveness emerged. Who was the victim, who was the villain, and could anyone emerge unscathed from the wreckage? The public, divided into camps, each side passionately defending or condemning their chosen hero or villain. But the truth was more complex than headlines suggested. Beneath the surface were real people grappling with their own fears, hopes, and regrets. Lauren's philanthropic efforts mirrored Mackenzie's, in some ways a bid to rewrite her story and reclaim her identity beyond the headlines. Their acts of kindness were met with both praise and skepticism, but they also revealed a shared desire to heal and make a difference. The lavish wedding in Venice symbolized a new beginning, but also a stage for the ongoing drama, a glamorous backdrop for a story filled with love, pain, and ambition. The ceremony was watched by millions, a star-studded affair that dazzled and divided public opinion. Jeff and Lauren's vows were a promise of hope and a declaration of their commitment, but the shadows of the past loomed large, casting doubt on the future. The emotional complexity of the story reminded everyone that wealth and status could not shield anyone from the struggles of the heart. The saga was a powerful reminder that behind the headlines were stories of human vulnerability and resilience. Stories that resonated because they were deeply human and universally relatable. As the characters moved forward, new challenges and revelations awaited. The world remained captivated, eager to witness the next twists in this billionaire love saga. The story was far from over, with every chapter revealing more about the complexities of love, power, and forgiveness in a world where nothing was ever quite as it seemed. The questions lingered. Will Lauren find peace and happiness? Will Mackenzie overcome her past and embrace a new future? And will Jeff reconcile his ambitions with the man he truly wanted to be? Only time held the answers, and the world watched, waiting with bated breath for the next turn in the saga that had captured their hearts and imaginations. New beginnings. The world had watched the rise and fall and rise again of fortunes and feelings through twists no one could have predicted as the billionaire moguls faced their most personal battles. Yet, the rumors of a secret letter had set the stage, a moment that revealed cracks in even the strongest of love stories. Lauren Sanchez, who had once seemed invincible, now faced the ultimate test of her heart, her strength, and her very identity. The emotional breakdown she suffered was not just a moment of weakness, but a window into the complexity of love at the highest stakes. It exposed the rawness beneath the polished public image of a woman struggling to hold on to love while navigating a world that never gave her a break. Jeff Bezos, the man whose name had become synonymous with relentless ambition and monumental success, found himself entangled in a web of emotions that no amount of money could untangle. His silence spoke volumes as the media circled like vultures, eager for the next revelation. The dynamic between Jeff and Mackenzie Scott remained an enduring mystery to the public, a story of two souls forever linked by history and shared dreams, yet separated by the harsh realities of life and love. Mackenzie emerged not as a broken woman, but as a phoenix rising from the ashes of her marriage. She embraced philanthropy with fierce passion, using her vast wealth to rewrite the narrative of wealth inequality and social justice. Her love life, too, was a subject of endless speculation, a relationship with a high school teacher that challenged the world's assumptions about love, class, and happiness. The world struggled to reconcile the image of the billionaire's ex-wife with that of the generous philanthropist who gave away billions quietly and without fanfare. Meanwhile, Lauren Sanchez fought against the tide of public opinion, determined to prove that she was more than the villain painted by tabloids and social media. She leaned into her own philanthropy and adventurous spirit, founding a women-only space mission that symbolized her fight for independence and reinvention. The rivalry between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk added a dramatic subplot to this unfolding saga. Two titans of industry locked in a battle that transcended business into personal territory. Elon's pointed tweets and public jabs at Jeff only fueled the fire, keeping their names at the forefront of global headlines. The wedding in Venice stood as a glittering moment of hope and renewal, a lavish celebration that gathered stars and power players in a testament to new beginnings. Yet beneath the glamour lay the unresolved tensions and unspoken fears that come with blending past and present the ghost of MacKenzie. Scott lingered in the background, a reminder that love and loss are never simple. The public remained divided, torn between admiration and judgment, sympathy and scorn. The saga had become a mirror reflecting society's fascination with wealth, fame, and the human heart. In this final part, the story did not end with closure, but with questions about forgiveness, redemption, and the possibility of healing. Could Jeff Bezos find balance between the man he built his empire as and the man he needed to be in love? Could Lauren Sanchez overcome the scars of betrayal and public scrutiny to find peace and happiness? Could Mackenzie Scott continue to redefine what it meant to be powerful and generous on her own terms? The answers were still out there in the shadows, waiting to be revealed as the world held its breath, ready for the next chapter. In this unforgettable tale, a story of billionaire dreams and broken hearts, a saga that would be told for years to come.
This video covers legal allegations in a news context. All claims are from official filings and no guilt is implied until proven in court, please. Keep all discussions respectful. Allegations are not facts until proven in court.